Hey everyone, this is Tina and Dan from tinasandford.com. And today, Mark DeSante is one of our favourite clients, is joining us to talk about how they joined us to run their Facebook ads, and they've been with us since November. And I just thank you so much for spending time today, because I know it's a Saturday, I know you're super busy. So welcome, Mark.
Hey, thanks so
Mark,
much.
so I wondered, would you mind just telling us a bit about who you are and what it is you actually do?
Thanks, Tina. Yeah, my name is Mark D, and I help raise the level of love in the world through fatherhood transformations. I work with dads who have trouble with their emotional regulation so that they can feel love and peace at home and um, essentially end self-sabotage, any kind of behavior that they have that they need to work through.
Could you just share with us a few of the frustrations and problems that you were actually having before you actually signed up with our video ad service, Mark?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Before I was working with you guys, I just couldn't get myself in gear. I really know my stuff. I love coaching, but I was overwhelmed with the tech side of things. I joined a couple different ad programs, but like understanding metrics and A/B testing and script writing, that kind of stuff was really challenging for me because I just couldn't get into the weeds of it all. It was just a bit too much for me. I really just want to spend time coaching fathers, so that was my biggest challenge, was kind of getting the ball rolling before I was moving with you folks. And by that I was like completely stuck in the mud. So it wasn't just a case of getting some momentum. It was, I had no idea where to go. So that was a really big problem solved.
So cool. No, there was just there was like I was just thinking like because there's so many ads management services out there, isn't there right now? I mean, what actually,
There, yeah, there are a dime a dozen. I mean, as I said, you're not the first one I've worked with, to be honest. And your format and the program that you're using is really simple for me to execute when you set it up and form it for me. So, you know, as soon as I actually started doing what you asked me to do, instead of just sitting there going, "Yeah, no, I need some videos." It was really easy to understand. It was really great to be able to go forward with it. So,
cool. I
I
just
do
actually
have one question.
okay,
If you don't mind me interrupting.
don't mind at all, Dan. That's
What do
fine.
you feel was the first problem that was solved when you started a video ad service?
the very first problem,
Hmm.
yeah, well, as I said, it was really just getting me stuck. I felt overwhelmed. So you two really know your stuff. So having the confidence that all I had to do was finish your request and then things started happening, that was like an absolute problem solver.
That
Um,
was health. Okay.
yeah, and not only that, but my ad money was, starting to get spent more efficiently and more optimized, because before I was just, I'd been in so many ad programs that it was starting to get a little convoluted on what exactly I should be spending my money on in the ad program. And then being able to measure, those are the top two or three problems that were solved right away.
I love the fact that the way we have the setup that you can measure, so you can see where the best place is to put your money. That was actually one of the things that I loved about learning from Laurel. Actually, the fact that nothing got wasted, and the way that we can test and not only see what's going on, but also use your ads to actually build an audience at the same time. I mean, that's why I love doing this. It's phenomenal, and it actually excites me. I know I'm talking about my own service, but that testing part where I feel like nothing gets wasted because I hate wasting anything. It was something
You're
that actually, it was when I first.
absolutely right. I've been in Laurel's program for a long time. Like, I've been in the monthly program. I purchased her 90 days. All the content and all the instructions are so excellent, and I just couldn't get through to the next stuff, next step. And watching you and Daniel in the group there, I recognize that not only do you really know your stuff, but you're really good humans too. And for me, both of those are really important in business. And so right away, as soon as you start asking me to do stuff, I said, "Oh, that's how I'm supposed to be doing it when I'm doing the monthly program." And I was able to get past week 3 or whatever it was, or week 4, where I was stuck in that part of the program. So, and I kind of assumed by watching you two that that was true, and it turns out it is. You're good at both ad management and data review, and as well as coaching me through the process, which has been really helpful in that sense.
Actually, I was going to ask you, could you share what was the biggest benefit that you actually found from our service that you could perhaps share with someone who's in kind of like a similar position who might be watching our video right now?
Yeah, well, if you really want to focus on doing the work that you've decided you want to do. Like, I'm passionate about helping fathers. As I said, I was spending so much energy, not just time, but energy, which makes it kind of a little harder to be present and a little harder to focus on the stuff I love. So not just my work with fathers, but my family as well, like just my time with them as well. So if you want to focus on the work you want to do, if you want good reports back on about how your ads are doing, um, if you want to know how to evolve those ads in the ecosystem to own your own process, like I just really can't tell you to like how much you've helped me in that sense. Like I've even had like people who I know see my ads and then mention like, wow, your stuff's like just gotten so much better over the last 2 months, and so there's kind of feedback, with your the unknown clients in the world, you don't know really how they're feeling about it until you actually get on the call. But then you don't talk about the ads they saw, you talk about the effect it had. And also my message was dialed down when I started talking with the two of you. I've
Yeah.
done a ton of programs where I work on my avatar, my niche, what the problems are, and I understand the work so well. In my opinion, I understand exactly what my folks are going through, but dialing it down so that it resonates. And I'm not talking coach speak, or I'm not talking end game that they can't even see yet because it's kind of blurry for them. That really it took me through, like when I dialed my message down with you guys, it really took me through the work and released some of the anxiety I was having. um Having that roadmap laid out was absolutely excellent.
That's really good feedback, actually. I didn't realize it was that good. That's so cool. But you listened, so that was a major part of that. Yeah, I mean, we were here for you for sure, but you did the work, and that was the one of the major parts of why you got a good result from the beginning. Okay, so you got to remember that too. It's both sides. But I
But
think
you guys are running a service, right? And you're not exactly coaches, but I understand. I'm assuming you have the same experience I have. It's like I know how to help you, but you need to do what we talked about, which is I'm sure you come across that.
Yeah,
So if somebody wants to work with you, I highly recommend they do what you ask them.
oh, I mean, I was saying the same thing about Laurel the other day. It's like a lot of people go to her program, but they're not quite sure which bits to do in which order. And sometimes she'll tell people, say, well, you just focus on this bit. And then they've got all this noise in their head. And they're like, hey, don't I need to get these bits done
there's
first?
only so far you can get without a change in behavior,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but it's
That's
That's
hard.
right, exactly.
It's really, really tricky.
I do
mean,
have
yeah,
one
sorry.
question, which
It's,
is how has your life, like this is a bit of look back almost, but how has your life changed since you signed up for our video ad service?
um well, there's a one thing is that the subconscious undertow of worrying about bringing in clients. um we're in, for anyone watching, they probably know about Laurel's program and 90 days to data. We're in the 90 days to data portion. We haven't really, although we've built an extremely good warm audience. We have a very good price range for our watch rates. So we've really focused and refined stuff, since I've been working with you. What's changed is I see the growth. Like it's like, yeah, Laurel says 90 days to data, you got to keep doing this, it's a long game, and like I understand that in my heart, but it's hard to keep going when you don't see it. And so being able to see that has really changed for me, which actually changed my spirit, like changed the way my energy, that I'm putting into stuff, and having that kind of hope. I honestly think that if we hadn't worked together, I probably would have kind of folded what I'm doing. Like I feel fortunate and blessed to have like a very good day job. I've been doing this as passion work and I want to grow it. I've been posting videos for like 2 years though. Uh, and I'm consistent. I'm very consistent throwing money at ads. I kind of felt like I was at my wit's end. So that's really how my life's changed, is like I I feel confident again about the process, and have more leads than I've ever had, in the sense of getting on calls and being able to talk to people and see how I can help them and if we're right to work together.
that's brilliant.
I mean, to your point, like you've always been making similar same progress towards where you need to go. But one thing that we especially do with, being able to track how well the ads are doing, where how many people are watching the videos is what needs to change next for things to improve. okay, there's this one thing I need to focus on for the next 7 days, or this one adjustment I need to make to the videos, and that's the next step to focus on. Instead of this, I need to get 500 people in and 100 conversations every single week, and that's a big gap from where I am right now. So I've got to do
Yeah,
it.
only because you tell me. Like before, it was like throw money at ads. Wow, I got a lot of views, but now I understand and I can see it because you report back to me. Okay, this video got watched this long, and they people start dying off here instead of like in the first 5 seconds or in the first 10, 20 seconds. And so understanding what messaging works and what, that's been so helpful. And actually kind of changes, how you get on the call too, right? When you start speaking to people, you kind of understand where the parts where they don't understand it, so you can lead them there through the call, right?
Yeah, just being able to look at where they're dropping off or which bit they're intent upon, and you're going, oh wow, that's the bit everybody's like looking for right now. How can
Yeah,
I elaborate?
exactly. Yeah.
Because we all think it's a massive thing because we've got everything in our head. Whereas just to start with, actually most people are just looking for that tiny problem that's niggling at this moment. And then everything else is there under the surface, but most of the time they're not even aware of it. And because you've already had the journey yourself, you are because you discovered it already.
Shall we do one final question
Oh,
before we turn this
yeah.
into a coaching call?
Sorry,
It
guys.
could be a coaching call, but then
It could
everyone
be.
else watching would have to sign up.
That's true. That's true. And I've got another to do in like 2 minutes. Sorry.
So
Over to
Well,
you, Dave.
what I'd like to ask is, if there's anyone watching this that may be on the fence about signing for ad service or ads management or coaching, what would you share with them?
well, first I would say it's okay to be on the fence. Like there's so much stuff out there. I'll not swear. You guys know that I have a little bit of a potty mouth. It is so easy to be on the fence because there's so much stuff out there. What I would say to people is just get on a call. Let the two of you walk through what you do, how it works. Not just them, but you guys have to decide if they're right to work with you as well, right? Like that's really important in these calls. But opening their eyes, into what can happen, how the bridge between what they might understand about Laurel's program and how you execute it for them. And even if they don't know Laurel's program, they need to know that this is, effective, optimized ad program that allow them to build on they don't have a huge budget on ads, but they want to build on that. And then they can kind of, so I would just really recommend they get on a call with you. I know people are hesitant to put money into this type of investment, especially on the internet, obviously. But if they're coachable, accountable, and ready to do the work, I say Tina and Dan are going to give you the steps and do the parts you don't want to do. And if you aren't ready to double down, don't bother. Like
Yeah.
you two don't deserve their wasted time. You're ready to work. You get going right from jump, and I think people should really be knowing they're ready to work with you if they want to do the work but don't know where to go. That's what I would recommend.
Wow, thank you. That is so true,
Thank you so
actually.
much.